Hello friends, and welcome to the Tropical Chic online class. I'm so excited you're here. This is Allison from nicepeoplestamp.com, and thank you so much for joining me. All right, so what we're looking at here is everything you will have received from me if you made no substitutions or changes or additions to your online class. So you have the Tropical Chic stamp set with the coordinating framelits. I love these. We're gonna use them a ton today. As well as the soft seafoam ink pad and the class packet. Don't forget, you'll also need your Blushing Bride and Granny Apple Green ink pads, as well as your black Memento, which I'm gonna go grab in a second. So, I want to point out something super awesome before we get started. This class pack right here has all the supplies you need to create your 6 cards. And did you know that if you are one of my team members, you can order just the paper pack, so just this class pack. So my team members pay $12 and they can get just the class pack, and then they can order the supplies from themselves, which is awesome because they can use their demonstrator discount. So during the month of July only, so July 1st to 31st, 2018, you can sign up to be a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and get 10 free ink pads. So you can choose a color family. You can choose the neutrals, brights, regals, subtles, or both of the in color families. So the ink pads themselves are over $92 in value. It's about $92.25 value. So that's amazing. But not only that, when you're building your starter kit, you can choose $165 in products, but you only pay $135, and there's no shipping on any of it. So it is an absolutely amazing time to be and sign up to be a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I would absolutely love to welcome you to my team. We are called the Inkin Elite. We're all across Canada, and we just have the most fun. And the perk of being able to get just the class pack and then a discount on your Stampin' Up! Is a really big one. All right, so now that we've gotten that sorted, and I'm so excited to welcome some of you to my team, let's jump right in and start making our cards. So I'm just going to move a couple of things out of the way, and I'll grab my Memento ink pad because I neglected to bring that with me. All right, so that's that ink pad I was talking about because we need a black ink, so we're using the Memento Tuxedo Black. All right, so let's open up our class pack. I adore these cards. I'm so pumped to make them with you today. So right on top, you'll find a little love letter from me thanking you for signing up. You'll also find a class supply list. So if there is anything that you fall in love with in the class pack, maybe an embossing folder I used or a cardstock color, you have the order number and my website. But if you're thinking of signing up to be a demonstrator, you can add those items into your starter kit. Okay, let's start with card number 1, and we are going to do the one, let's just start with the one that we have right on top. That's the one with the Blushing Bride card base. So we'll move the rest of those supplies out of the way for now. And I am going to create one of each card in the video today. So you have the supplies for 2 cards. So you can either pause or stop the video if you're gonna make your 2 cards at once and you don't have enough time as I'm going through just making one. Or you can watch the video twice and have twice the fun making the online class. So these pieces, you'll see that some of them have doubles. So that's 1 for each card, okay? And then some of them are singles, and that's these 4 pieces right here. And we're going to use those for both cards, okay? So make sure when you're die cutting and stamping that you're leaving yourself enough room to do enough for both cards. So let's move my extras out of the way here, and we will get started. So of course we have our card base. That's that gorgeous Blushing Bride. And then we have these square pieces. We have one in Whisper White, and we're gonna set that aside. And this one in Soft Seafoam, we're gonna die cut this. So let's just put that aside because we're gonna start with some stamping. This piece right here, we are going to stamp You Are the Greatest, and we're going to use our Memento black ink. So just ink up your stamp. and stamp it straight down. You know what, mine isn't very straight, so I'm gonna turn it over. That's the beauty of this. We can really try again, can't we? There we go, that's a little better. Okay, so that's all we need for the black. And then let's turn our attention to this piece of Whisper White. So this piece is a rectangle. Don't use your square, remember, you want to use the rectangle piece. And for this, I'm going to use the flower stamp, that cute one. And I just need to bring in a little piece of grid paper here because I want to stamp off with this ink. I'm going to use the Blushing Bride ink. And I'll just open that up, ink up my stamp, and then I'm going to stamp off and stamp on. Okay, so that's how we get a lighter version of our ink. So I need 2 for this card, so you have room to do 4 for your 2 cards. So we'll set that aside because I want to die cut that. And we have some leaves to stamp. So let's bring in our soft sea foam, and we're going to use the Granny Apple Green ink, and we'll use this stamp right here. I love this one. I use this stamp a ton. Well, you know what? I've used all of these stamps a ton. So just ink up your leaf, and we're going to need 1 for this card. So you have more than enough room to do another for your second card. We can leave our ink out. Excuse me. And then we want to do some stamping on the Granny Apple Green cardstock, which is this one here. And we're gonna die cut the Shaded Spruce. So I'll just put that in my die cut pile. But for the Granny Apple Green, I'm going to use this stamp right here. This is one of the different leaves. And I need 3 of this leaf for this card. So I'm just gonna stamp down 3. And again, you have more than enough cardstock to create your second set. All right, so we can't really carry on until we do some die cutting. So let's bring in the Big Shot. I got new cutting plates for my Big Shot, so they look shiny and clear. Not for long, right? I rarely have a new set of cutting plates only because I'm using my Big Shot so often. I buy cutting plates often, but I use my Big Shot so often that they never look clean and perfect, and it doesn't really matter. All right, so I want to die cut my leaves. So there's a lot of die cutting in this class, so I might actually fast forward through some of this. We'll just see how long the video gets because I don't want you to be thinking, my goodness, she never stops talking. Okay, so there's leaf number 1. And this cardstock is a little bit bigger, but when we get to some of the smaller pieces, I can actually die cut more than 1 at a time. All right. So just line it up and roll it through again. Let's line it up just a bit better. There we go. So I've had a lot of fun playing with the Tropical Chic bundle. It has been so fun to do different color combinations, and just because they're leaves, don't think you can't make them another color other than green. I made a really pretty card using purples and yellows. So if you haven't seen that one yet, make sure you check out my blog, which is nicepeoplestamp.com. And it's about probably, well, at the time of filming this video, I think it might be a week or 2 in the past on my blog, but it's worth going to look for. Okay, so there are our little leaves. So we have some more pieces to do. And let's get our flowers and our other leaf on the go here. So we have our other leaf die. And we have our flower die. So we can put those through. And take your time lining them up. Don't feel like you have to rush. It's your own online class experience, so you can pause and rewind and fast forward. Just whatever works for you as you carry on creating. So Don't you worry. Okay, so there we have our leaf. And I need to die cut my next flower. So that one's done. I need to die cut this one, and I'm going to get started die cutting on my shaded spruce piece because I need 3 of those fine, they look kind of like palm fronds to me. So I need 3 of this die cut. That's the one you're looking for. So just make sure you, again, leave yourself room so you have room to cut out 6 because you're doing both cards. Okay. So let's roll that through. All right. So flowers are done. Ooh, I love this die. It's so stunning. Like, look at how fine and gorgeous that is. It's just absolutely beautiful. So I need 3 of these. There we go, number 2. And we'll do number 3. So you have more cardstock here and up here to die cut some more. So we'll roll that on through. And then we're going to use that square piece of soft seafoam. And I can't wait to show you how this next die comes out. It's just, oh, it's stunning. So we're done with that palm frondy one. And then we're going to use the soft seafoam and this gorgeous die. So this creates what to me it kind of looks like one of those like room dividers. I don't know if I'm like explaining that right, but it looks like something like a privacy screen, but all leaves, and oh, I would die for a privacy screen like this in my backyard. Okay, so that's all our die cutting for this card. So we can move the Big Shot, but we are gonna do lots more die cutting on this in this online class. So we have, see, isn't that so cool? Oh, I love it. So that is our pieces we need for our class, or this card, sorry. So let's get our pieces start to put together. So my first piece I want to do is I want to put the soft seafoam onto the Whisper White. Okay, just about like that. So just take your snail adhesive, or you can use some Tombow multi-purpose liquid glue, whatever works for you. And I just added sort of a little bit here and there so it'll stick down. There we go. And we'll just put that right on top of our Whisper White. So they're the same size, so just be careful that you get them lined up. Well, there we go. Oh, it keeps shifting on me. Okay, there we go. Okay, cool. So gorgeous, right? Love it. So this piece is going to be sort of our focal bit, but we want to put the "You Are the Greatest" right on top. So I'm just gonna put some snail on the back and put my "You Are the Greatest" just about like that. Okay. And then I want to start building with all of my gorgeous leaf pieces. So I want to put them sort of on the back and on the front. So I'm going to take one of my shaded spruce pieces and put it on the back. And I'm going to put this on with dimensionals. Let me grab some. So because I'm going to put this whole piece on my card front with dimensionals, I can just kind of start building on the back side with my dimensionals, because this is going to go kind of in this location. Okay, so then I have my other frondy type piece, and I want that to be, oh sorry, I'm going to put on one of these. So I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive down sort of on this part of the leaf and put it about like that. Okay, and then this piece is going to be sort of popping out like this. So, oh, I can just add that on with my dimensionals. Okay, so you see how this is coming together. And then this piece right here, I want sort of on my corner, so I can just put some adhesive on the top of it because it's going to tuck behind. Alrighty. And then we're going to build on the top. So this piece is going to come right in here. So we'll put adhesive on the back side. Put it right on there. And then this one is going to go sort of like this. So just add some adhesive on the back side. Cover up the stem from that leaf. There we go. So pretty, right? And then, oh, you know what? We only needed 2 of these. We can save this for our next card. We use it on another card, so. And then this one, we're going to put in sort of like this. So we want to put some adhesive on the back. And oops, add that on about like that. And then we have our last flower, which is going to come on just sort of like that. So some more adhesive. And this class is really just all about building up those scenes. And then look at how gorgeous that looks. So we just need to add some more dimensionals to the back because we used our dimensionals to put on our little shaded spruce leaves, but we still need it on the rest. And don't be shy with your dimensionals. I say this all the time. You want to make sure that after your card has gone through the postal service that it still is, you know, popped up and looking gorgeous. So, you know, use enough dimensionals to make that a priority. Dimensionals are very inexpensive. Okay, and so then this will go on just about like that. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, I love this first card. I love all these cards actually, but I just love that seafoam piece that's been die cut. So that is our card number 1, and we are ready to move on to card number 2. Okay, so this next one we are going to do uses the shaded spruce as our card base. So again, I'm just going to take out the pieces to make 1 card, but you will be making 2. So this one, the shaded spruce, and the larger piece of Whisper White are for both cards. And then these 3 pieces are for each, these pieces are for each card, and these pieces are for the 2 cards, okay? So I'll just put these aside. And we have our pieces ready for this. So let's stamp our background. I'm just going to bring in my grade paper because I want to stamp using this leaf and my soft seafoam ink. So, and I want to stamp sort of off of the paper as well. So I like to have a piece of grid paper underneath so I'm not wrecking my table, or at least getting it inky. All right, so just keep stamping. You're creating a background. Don't worry if you don't cover the whole thing. Of course, we're putting cardstock on top of this. We're building up our card. There we go. So just about like that. And then we are going to do some stamping for our flowers. So we have this square piece of Whisper White, and we're just going to again stamp our flowers in Blushing Bride. We only need 1 flower for each card, and I'm going to again stamp off and then stamp on. So again, you have more than enough room for another flower. Okay, and then I want to stamp, we're gonna die cut that, but then I want to stamp on this rectangle of Whisper White. And the first thing I want to do is stamp in soft seafoam, and I'm using my thank you stamp. We actually don't need this grid paper right now. So I'm using my thank you stamp, and I just want to start from the bottom and do 1. And then start from the top and do 1 more. Okay, and then start from the bottom, do 1 more from the bottom, and then, so we have 3 in soft seafoam from the bottom, 1 at the top. Then I want to give my stamp a quick clean. So I have my cute chamois. Just give it a wipe. I love the chamois. The chamois is like the new best way to clean my stamps. If you don't have one, put it on the shopping list. All right, and then we're going to take our Memento ink and add our last thank you in that little window we left, okay? Easy peasy. All righty, so those were our stamped pieces, and I had my little palm frond left over from my first card because I accidentally cut too many. But you have a whole piece here of your shaded spruce, and you need one for each card. So you have more than enough. So you can die cut that if you don't already have an extra. So we can bring in the big shot because I have a few other things to die cut, the flower and a couple more leaves. So we have our gorgeous flower. Okay, so just line that up, and then we have some leaves to die cut, and this is the leaf die I'd like you to use for that. So we'll just lay one down. You need 2 for each card, and that's in our Granny Apple Green cardstock. Oh, there we go. I thought I hit my flower die, but it looks all right. So there we go, and then we'll cut one more of the leaves. So let's get that one out. And we'll cut one more, because you need 2 of this one for each card. There we go. And let's take this big shot out of here. All right, so we have all the pieces we need, and we can start assembling. I love this card. You know what, I'm gonna keep saying that because I love all the cards in this class. I'm just so in love with the Tropical Chic bundle. So we're going to take this big piece of soft sea foam that we've stamped. Oh, I just ran out of snail. If you've never replaced your snail refill before, how you do it is you keep the black piece, that's your holder, and then this is the piece that you can refill. Make sure you take out this yellow piece of cardboard, and then you just sandwich them together, okay? So we need adhesive on the whole back piece of here. Oh. There we go. Perfecto. And then we're going to put this piece on with some dimensionals. So grab some dimensionals and, whoa, I got a lot that time. We'll just place those on the back. Again, don't be shy with them. There we go. All right, so then this piece will sort of center, and you can just eyeball it. Don't feel like you have to measure. It's a handmade card. So then these pieces, I just took my finger and kind of rolled up my leaves a little. If you have a bone folder, you can use that as well. Okay, and I'll just put a little bit of adhesive in the center. And I'm going to put one kind of hanging off this side. And I'm going to put the other one, so again, I just kind of rolled them a little. There we go. And that one is going to come up like that. And then this piece I want in here, but I don't want it this long, so I just ripped it a little. And it's gonna go right here. And we can actually stick it on with a dimensional because my next piece, which is my flower, is going on with a dimensional, so it's just perfect. And there we go, card number 2, boom, done. Do you love it? I hope you love it. So that's card 2. So we are already on card 3, I can't believe it. That is the one with the Whisper White card base. So again, I'll just separate out my supplies. I have these 3 top pieces, the big piece of sea foam, the long piece of shaded spruce, and the square of Whisper White. Those are for both cards. We're going to do some stamping and some die cutting. And then these pieces, I'm going to just split up into my 2 card pieces, or card bases. Okay, so let's do our stamping first, because we can then just die cut right after. Don't you love this embossed piece? So I've embossed that on the Big Shot for you guys. If you don't have a Big Shot yet, you definitely, well, you will, because you have, you go to class with the frameless. But if you don't have a selection of embossing folders, you totally should, because the Big Shot not only is awesome for die cutting, but so awesome for embossing. Okay, so we have our piece of Blushing Bride, and I have this stamp, and it's just a whole bunch of little lines. And I'm going to take my Blushing Bride ink pad, and I'm actually going to just stamp off and then stamp on some lines. And these absolutely do not have to be perfect. It's just to add a little bit of visual interest on our card. See that one? I didn't even really stamp it very good. I am not worried. It's just to add a little something extra. Okay, isn't that cute? Just so simple. And then we're going to take that square of Whisper White and stamp one of our flowers. Again, stamping off first. I just like that, oh, I stamped that a little close to the edge. I like that sort of faded look of the Blushing Bride with this class. All right, so we can put our Blushing Bride away. And then grab out your Granny Apple Green ink. We don't actually need our grid paper anymore, so I can get rid of that. So we have our Granny Apple Green ink and our soft seafoam cardstock. We're going to bring in that gorgeous leaf that we used on our first card, and we need 2 for each card. So there we go. And let's stamp our sentiment while we're doing all of our stamping. Why not, right? Oops, sorry. So there we go. Our sentiment is going to be with much love and thanks. I'm sort of making myself a pile of all the things I'm going to die cut. So we're going to stamp with our basic black or Memento Tuxedo Black. And we're going to stamp with much love and thanks. Just stamp down. There we go. Gorgeous. Alrighty. So now we can start die cutting. Let's put our stamped sentiment to the side, and let's bring out the Big Shot once again, and we are going to die cut. So here is our shaded spruce piece, and we need one of those frondy bits. So you have a ton of cardstock for this, because I gave you more than, you only need 1 for each card, but I like to give you guys extras just in case you want to keep playing after the online class is over, or if you make a oopsies, you have extra. So we have our cute little frondy bit, and then let's die cut our flower. Remember, you just need 1 for each card. I stamped this one a little close to the edge, so I have another one here. There we go. We can roll that through. Okay. And then, oh, we don't need to die cut this Blushing Bride piece. You can just put that to the side. And then we need to die cut our leaves that we've stamped. So that is with, again, the outline die. I think we used every single die in this class. Can you tell I'm in love with this bundle? Love, love, and I think we used every single stamp too. When you love it, you know? And it's just so perfectly well done. Stampin' Up just pulled out all the stops on this one, I feel. I just love it. Okay, so we'll put that one down. Okay. Put our plate on top and roll. And then our die cutting is done, and we can start assembling our final card. So let's get that out of the way. There we go. So we have all of our pieces ready, and let's start by placing this embossed piece onto our card front. Especially with embossed pieces, you want to make sure you use a lot of your snail to get that to stay on because of course it's not flat. So we'll put that down. There we go. And we want to put our Blushing Bride piece onto our soft sea foam. And this side, you'll notice I'm not leaving a border. So these three sides have a border of the soft sea foam, but this side does not. So let's put our Blushing Bride down. Okay, so no border on that right-hand side. Okay, and then we can put this onto our card front with some dimensionals. All right, I can't believe we're already almost done card number 3. I know you're gonna wanna keep playing with this bundle after the video's over. It's just such a fun one. Okay, so we'll put that piece on the front of our card. All right, so now it's time to sort of build our little scene with our pieces. So let's just envision how this is gonna go. We're going to put our much love and thanks kind of across the top, but I want this piece to be under. So you can kind of see where you want it to go. I don't want it to poke out the bottom, so I'm just going to put some snail on the back side there. And then again, I can sort of line my piece up and sort of see where I want it. Okay. And then again, we have our little frondy piece, and we don't need the whole thing, so I'm just gonna give it a little snip with my fingers, give it a haircut. So we'll put that piece on. And then I want to put this on with dimensionals, our sentiment. So just put some dimensionals right along there. All right. And this piece will get put sort of covering up a little bit over here, okay? And then our second leaf is going to go on like this. And you can see that it's sort of it's mostly sort of on this part. And that means you need to put double dimensionals because we have a dimensional on this piece and a dimensional on this piece. So we need to put 2 layered dimensionals on the end of this leaf. So we put on one, take the backing off, and put on a second. Okay, and what I do is I put it in place and then I stick down the rest. So as soon as I like where I have it, okay, I do that. And then I just sort of lift this up a bit and put a little bit of adhesive right there. And then we have our flower that's just gonna go right on top. And you can even, if your stem is sticking out, just rip it off. We don't need it. Very technical, just rip it off. Okay, and then we have our cute flower. Isn't that gorgeous? That is our last card, can you believe it? All that gorgeous die cutting, but it doesn't really take very long. So it's so worth it, isn't it gorgeous? Okay, so let's take a look at all of our cards together. They're absolutely stunning. I hope you love them. I so loved designing this class and stamping with you today. Don't forget to sign up to be a demonstrator in the month of July and get 10 free ink pads, as well as the already great deal on the starter kit. I have put a link in the video description so you can easily just click and join my team. Thank you so much, everyone. I'm so happy when I get to stamp with you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.